And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Today we're talking about a game of great silliness. This game is Bunny Bunny Moose Moose. I cannot tell you how ridiculous this game is, and yet at the same time it's hilarious. Now, let me say up front, one of the odd problems with this game is it has, 11 pages of rules. There's just a lot of exceptions and rules made for the game, but it's still worth trying to play once. Basically, what's going to be happening is one person is going to be reading a poem. And I'm going to read the poem in just a moment. The other people who are playing the game are going to be looking at the cards that the narrator is laying on the board. These cards are going to show a bunny or a moose. And these bunny or mooses will be putting up or down ears or antlers. Some cards will make you put your antler up or down, close it up, close it down, rabbit ears behind, rabbit ears drooping down, and or sometimes a card will even make you stick out your tongue. Okay, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put some cards out, and Mallory's going to look at these cards, and I'm going to kind of give you a demonstration of the game. Watch her face as I put out the cards and read the poem. Okay, so let's do this. And begin. Listen, do you hear someone? 'Tis the hunter with his gun. Do not panic, do not cry, lest you catch the hunter's eye. You must play a wild game to avoid his deadly aim. If you calm and clever stay, you may swiftly sneak away. Listen, do you hear someone? 'Tis the hunter with his gun. Do not panic, do not cry, lest you catch the hunter's eye. To avoid his deadly aim, you must play a wild game. Bang! Now, what was I doing while she was making all those facial contortions? I was playing cards down in front of us here, and I was playing cards on top of each other, and these cards show you basically that you get positive or negative points based on what you're doing. Eventually out comes the hunter, and at that point we say bang and everyone freezes. By the way, this card changes positive to negatives and negatives to positive. Makes it all confusing, but as the game goes you'll be covering up, well that's a hunter, but you'll cover up some cards with other cards, and you're reading the poem giving you a rhythm to the game. This is the scoring path, and basically each player has a money and a moose. A bunny and a moose.
That's money.
And they're moving it along this trail. Hey, shut the door. Anyway, they're moving these people down the path, and depending on what points you get, as you're putting your ears up and down, you get points for the moose, or you get points for the rabbit. And after everyone freezes, which is honestly one of the most ridiculous things you'll ever see in your life, you have to sit there, look at the cards, and figure out how many points they get. This is a game that is way more fun, I think, to watch than it is to play. You watch people, putting the bunny ears up, and they're really concentrating hard because cards are changing, and there's tongue is sticking out, and sticking back in, and changing, and there's... Really, I think the game could have been better if some of the rules had simply been simplified. There's really too much, well, if this card is out, then you have to reverse this, and this morphs a rabbit. I think it could have just been simplified, and there actually is a simpler rule in the back for kids. But when you say freeze, everyone stops, and you look at the points, and everyone gets a good laugh out of how everyone has stopped. You move the scoring, and it's really fun. Now, in the beginning of the rules, they talk about who this game is for, and it tells you that if you are not a person who wants to look foolish, then go away, but then people won't like you. So, I don't know. This game is definitely not for everyone, but it's a good, funny party game. Like I said, I think the rules could have been condensed, but the rhythm of the poem, as the person's reading it, everyone is sitting there waiting, and bang! It's just great. And it's better, I think, for adults than it is for kids, although it works well with kids and adults in a mixed setting, and everyone looks silly together. Don't be fooled. Bunny Bunny Moose Moose is made by a company that makes some very good strategic games. This one may be strategic, maybe. They tried to with the rules, but it's just plain zany. Did you like it?
Yes. I just always get scared when they say bang. It's always like surprising. Ugh.
Bang!
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.